Hey, I'm here today to share with you a little bit about one of my favourite products, which are the Faber-Castell gelatos. For anybody who's not really aware of what these are, they are pigment on a stick, basically a bit like a lipstick. And it's got lots of different colours that you can get in different shades. There are ones that are kind of more sparkly or metallic, and then there are kind of just the plain colours. I've been collecting these, and yeah, collecting is probably the best word because I love them so much, over the last sort of 2 or 3 years, and I absolutely love them. So today I want to show you a few ideas of what you can do with them. So the easiest way to apply gelatos, you can apply directly onto a page. So I'm just going to show here. You would scribble it on, and then you can use your finger. It's so creamy, they're gorgeous. You'll absolutely love them if you have them. So you can either move your finger and kind of blend them around, or what I like to do generally, just to make them a little bit less vivid, is use a damp baby wipe or a bit of kitchen roll, just that's a little bit damp, and you can move it around like this. And as you can see, the colour is still there, but you're spreading it around more, and it just makes it a little bit less in your face. So that's one of the metallic ones. Actually, I love them because it just gives a little bit of a shimmer. So that's the basic of putting it on. Another way of putting them on would be the smooshing technique. So get a bit of packaging, and then you just scribble a little bit on. You don't need very much because, as I say, they're so vivid. And then using a just water spray bottle, or just flick some water onto it, just give 1 or 2 little squirts and smush it all together, and it just kind of becomes more liquid. And then what you can do is, it's maybe a little bit too much, is just add it over your page, and you can create this really lovely background. That's obviously quite a vivid colour to use, and it's a bit in your face, but you could dampen that down a little bit. So that's another one, is the smooshing technique. Another way that I love using them is through stencils. Now, I have got stencils that I have bought that have been quite expensive, but stencils can really be from old packaging that you have. These were from old cutouts, and I had used obviously the little bits and pieces here, and you can use these as your template for stencils. So I'll just show you how you would do that. So again, using some packaging, I'll just clear that off. Using some packaging, just put a little bit on. A little goes a really long way here, so you can always add more later, but it's better to use less, I guess, than too much. And then I generally use just like an old makeup sponge. I think is the easiest way to do it. And you kind of just pick it up. Maybe move that out of the way. Pick it up, and if there's little lumpy bits, kind of just squish them in. That's probably not a very artistic technical term, but you get the idea. So pick it up, put your stencil on, and then you literally press and turn and lift. So I do press, twist, lift until you have covered your whole part of your stencil. And again, you can go in then obviously and add different colours. I wonder if I could keep that steady. I should have put washi tape down. So say I wanted to add a little bit of colour on top of that. So let's go for it. We'll use this pink. Get a cleaner side of the makeup brush. Again, just pick it up. That kind of twisty turn motion is probably the best I would advise for doing any form of stenciling. So if we can get this back on. Not sure if I've got that exactly on the mark. And then take the stencil off. And the colours have just sort of blended together, and you can kind of get that, I don't know what you would call it. It's not two-dimensional because it is two-dimensional, but you get the idea. Multicoloured stencil. Another thing that you can do, which I love, is the opposite of a stencil. So basically you can put down a block of colour. Love that colour. How good is that? Put a stencil down on top of it. So the smaller one. And using a damp baby wipe, you can actually pick up the colour through the stencil. So that when you take the stencil off, you're left with the imprint. I haven't done such a good job with that one. It was quite a detailed one. But it's lovely to be able to kind of have that opposite effect with the stencil. So that's two ways of using the stencil. So another way that you can use gelatos is with stamping. And what I would say is it's much better stamping using something like a background piece as opposed to a stamp that's really intricate, because at the end of the day, they're not inks and they're not designed specifically for stamping, but I'll just show you what you can do with them. So basically put your stamp on and just very, very gently, I probably have pressed that a little bit too far, brush over the top of the stamp without pressing down right to the very bottom of it to try to keep it detailed. So cover it like that, and again a little spray of water just to activate it. Press it down. I wouldn't press it too hard, but because at the end of the day this is just for a background. And then just lifting it gives you the kind of stamp outline. I'm not sure what the right word is. Anyway, another way that you can use it again with stamping is really just like a paint. So say we used this stamp here, and obviously this can be any type of stamp, or it could be something from a colouring book that you're wanting to fill in. So say we had this stamped image here. Hasn't given a great outline, but you get the idea. And say we wanted to kind of colour that in. What you would do is on your bit of packaging again, packaging never ever throw out because it's used so much for journaling and for different bits of art. So put a little bit out, another spray, and then just using like a water brush, kind of smush it together, the water and the pigment, and then you're able to paint with it. And it kind of just gives that, it's less vibrant obviously whenever it's watered down a little bit, but it just can be used then just directly onto the page's colour. What you can do as well, I'm not going to colour all of that in, but what you can do is actually mix the colours as well. So I'll use that that's just on it, or maybe I won't. I'll take this one off and I'll make it purple. So let's put on a little bit of blue. And a little bit of pink. And again, just using a water brush, I would spray it a little bit. I'll get that purple off so I'm not cheating. And then literally you're going to mix the two colours until you get the colour that you like. And I love that because it means you can get different shades of the same colour, and you don't need to have a whole range of colours, just have the basics, and you're able to obviously make it as bluey purple or as pinky purple as you like, depending on how much of the other colour that you've put in. So that's just a little run through of different ideas that you can use your gelatos for. They are definitely an investment, but as I said, I've used them for years. There's so many different colours, they're so versatile, and there's just more and more things that you can do with them. But that's just a little bit of a run through of some ideas to get you started. I hope everybody's keeping well, and I will chat to you on the next video. Take care. Bye.